Fast forward, any come out our channel so how AG politics avenue. Podcast hosts are trying to make headlines. And the genre na EDB up some our ha need ma hobrak chemos and AD kanya. A better so much subscribe to the channel, hit notification bell so share na Akuffo and so answer intimate and Kpebu. Official. Young Queen Sim. Law.Martin Kpebu. Etimi Edinano act Otimi Edinano act a CRC proposal to extend presidential term to 5 years. Now, what me describe a year decision as laughable. A response in time young sembre, yambo in running simon, a brawa jembre, na opro in sub ego. Sa and so in MPP primaries no, and so once I'm so a best sign Eddie Asumo.
And our legal practitioner Martin Kpebu has dismissed the CRC Constitution Committee's proposal to extend presidential terms from 4 to 5 years, calling it laughable. He insists that any president who cannot form a government within 1 month is simply not ready to govern.
The extension of the 4-year mandate to a 5 is very laughable. Let's have due regard to our history. We voted twice on that matter of extending the 4-year term to a 5-year term. And on each occasion, the 5-year term was roundly defeated. It looks to me a bit unserious for the HK committee to bring back a 5-year. Don't do that. No, you look at the numbers. I say it looks a bit unserious because HK committee did not deal with the generality of the populace as the Fiajo Commission did. Fiajo's commission, you could vote, right? You could vote, there was an MTN number, then you vote, so questions will come, we vote, and we were very clear, so it was open to the whole nation, and we said we don't want any 5-year term. Ghanaians have been very clear in the constitutional, that's the Fiajo Commission report, that whilst you are in opposition campaigning to enter office, use that time to decide who you are appointing to the various positions. So the moment you win and you are sworn in, appoint them, and the Supreme Court says yes, when you appoint them, they should start acting, and then we can do vetting later. We cannot waste 1 year on forming a government. That's never been our political culture. It's not now that we are going to introduce it. Any president who cannot form his government within 1 month after taking office is not ready to govern. He's not ready.
28, that was the election year. They're going to come back. So on the 7th of January 2028, one of the 4 who is elected as presidential candidate would be. And key among them, apart from Dr. Bawumia, you find that Kenya Japan has been very strong on the subject of entrepreneurship, the economy, etc. How are their messages selling among the delegates in the first place?
If you look at the current campaign from both camps, they're kind of looking at a hybrid kind of campaign.
Hybrid.
They're looking at delegate at the same time talking to the country. Because whatever people say in the country, delegates tend to hear it as well. So you can see that they are kind of splitting their messages into appealing to the delegate in terms of internal structuring, reorganization, making them better and that kind of thing. At the same time, telling Ghanaians what they will do if they're given the chance. It's been very difficult in terms of seeing which messages the people are really going for. But one thing, or that one message that has been very effective so far from the polling data, is really about their internal elections and the fact that if you present somebody for the second time, that person tends to do better in the subsequent elections.
But that's historical analysis, trend analysis.
No, the trend is there, but also from the data what we've spoken to delegates.
Okay.
In the November poll, about 59% of them believe that yes, if you present someone for the second time, the chances get enhanced. But in the current polling, that number has dropped to 50%.
To 50%?
Yes, from 59 to 50.
Ideally, what should have been?
There's no benchmark.
Okay.
But you can say that half of the delegates believe that.
50-50.
50-50. No, not in fact, not 50-50, because half believe so. Others have no opinion.
Okay.
Those who oppose that notion about 20-something%, which is not very big. So you could see that large delegates believe that second chance for candidate does better. That, I think, seems to have cut through for one of the candidates.
Ooh.
This is Bawumia. Because he's the one that was presented before. He's the one that...
So the second coming...
It will be him.
Favors
him. Favors him. So...
The resurrection of the Messiah.
The Messiah. I think that is what is working for him so far. And also, the issue of risk-taking by delegates is a big factor. You know, if you are a young person, you tend to take risk. But you have more years ahead of you. Experiment. But delegates are not younger delegates. They are 45 and above to 60, 70 years.
The MPP delegates?
Delegates. So Kennedy tends to appeal more to the younger delegates who are risk takers.
What are the demographics in terms of the delegates population?
Now, let me look at the current data, the age group. People who are 18 to 24, about 4%.
Oh, you don't mean it. How many are they?
Oh, because they will be younger. Because
no, but how many generally are the delegates for the MPP?
Maybe around 250 thereabout with the expansion. But the
no,
core,
totally. 250,000.
No, 250, over 200,000 or so.
200,000. And they only have 4% of them young.
The bulk of the delegates are in the grassroots, the police station executives.
Okay.
They account for more than 90% of the voting bloc. Now, the last time the album was revised was about 4 years ago.
Okay.
So you don't expect a lot of young people to go in there. So, but they still have people who are 24 years in the album, about 4%.
4%.
But those who are 25 to 24, about 15%. So below 34, about 19%. Now, 45% are between 35 and 44 years.
45%?
Yes, 45%.
35 to 44 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then 29% people who are between 45 and 54 years. So this two block is going to give you around 74%. They are heavily skewed conservatives. And these guys are very risk averse.
Yes.
So taking risk for them is difficult. So the album itself has been one of the challenges that Kennedy has to fight from the demographic point of view.
Okay.
And that is something that I don't know how...
So let me ask you, from the numbers that you're polling, is it the delegates and the demographic of the delegates and their behavioral pattern that is keeping Ken under 32%?
I think so.
Okay.
No doubt.
Can I then interpret what you're saying to mean that he's appealing to people or demographics outside the MPP delegate structure?
On the broader level, he appeals to younger delegates.
Okay. Why?
Well, for what I said, conservatism. You know, and the MPP is conservative party. They want to preserve things that they know, things that are not kind of very dynamic. They tend to keep things smooth and stable. Radicalism is not what you associate conservative parties with. So
but Ken has been speaking power. Have you watched some of his campaign? I'm always on TikTok.
No, I'm
He's
speaking
having bottles of shampoo. I mean, beg my pardon. Whether it's fruit juices and experiment and telling them that, look, I have business dealings in so and so areas. I have invested so much in certain areas, and so trying to actually practicalize why entrepreneurship and investing in the private sector should be the way we oil the economy and revive Ghana.
Is that what the people want to hear, the delegates? I don't know. I haven't done any survey to know what they want to hear. But from what we've been hearing from them, it's about common theme.
Okay.
The common theme appear not to kind of be the style of Kennedy.
My last question then will be, how do the numbers run for the, how many are they, 4 or 5? 5. I mean, what are the numbers like, the percentages?
At the moment, it is Bawumia 45%.
45%.
Plus or minus 2% margin of error.
So if there's an election today, he would win?
Yeah, I think he will win.
Okay, and then who is the second?
Kennedy's second now, 31%.
31%.
Plus or minus 2% margin of error.
Okay. So,
and then Brian is about
3%. 33, 34.
I mean, if you do upper limit, but don't forget that
I want to do upper.
There are about 9% who are undecided and 10% who said they will not disclose.
So, okay, so if we add 31 and then to the 9, we get 40.
Add the 31 to the 11%.
Okay, so 42%.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to be very, very conservative for no, the group who are undisclosed, but those who are undecided, they are the ones that will really determine who wins the undecided.
And then who is following?
It's about 9%.
Who is following third?
That is Brian on 3%.
Okay, and then fourth.
The rest is Edichum below 0.5 and engineer also below 0.4.
As for the NDC, you have no business with the MPP. You've been observing the message in the campaigns, so I'll give you 2 minutes. Just wrap up on it.
Oh, Roland, 2 minutes will not be enough. I beg you.
No, because they're having some interesting.
2 minutes will not be enough. You see, the MPP, like any other political party, is a public institution, and so whether we belong to the MPP or not, we have a stake in that party. It's a public institution. Because this is a party that seeks to govern this country. And I live in this country, so we have interest in what's going on in the MPP. Now, we have about 4 or 5 of them running for the flag bearership race. Sometimes I ask myself, how soon and how did we get here? How did the MPP get to where they are today? Growing up, we saw the likes of Hackman Osu Ajiman, right? We saw the likes of Papa Osu Ankoma. We saw the likes of Kwenedu Apreku. These were real men of substance who aspired to lead this party. Today, the MPP has sunk so low to the extent that all those who are running, trust me, Roland, ask yourself what is your track record. Today, everybody who is able to mobilize some few millions into his bank account sees himself as a presidential material.
Why not?
It should not be about money.
Money runs
it should
politics.
Be about, it should be about substance and what you bring on board.
You've campaigned to be MP.
Yes, but Roland, it's because
and even re-enter the race again.
Yes, it's because I felt I had the capacity to govern the constituency. For instance, when you talk about Brachampong, at the mention of his name, what comes to your mind? And here also by elections crisis. The purchase of a hotel, a state property. These are the things that will come to your mind. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, this man suffers credibility deficits. Nobody in this country trusts him again. And we again.
Just Ken.
Kennedy
is the only one who cannot do anything.
Please.
Oh,
how did they get where they are today? That Ken wants to be president of this republic.
It's a businessman.
It's
long-standing member of parliament for.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That when somebody makes a few millions, when somebody thinks he or she is rich, then suddenly he sees himself as a potential president. Let's take this country serious. But you see, for us in the NDC, we don't care who emerges as their leader or their flag bearer. We don't. Because we are very confident that the Ghanaian electorate is rational. And that no voter, if the trend continues to be what it is today, would abandon the NDC and go in for the MPP, irrespective of who leads them. In fact, I am very sure that at the end of the day, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia would win. That's what it looks like. And so I'm not surprised that it's somewhere around 45% plus or minus 2%. But you see, if he gets anything less than 50%, at the last primaries, he scored about 61%. If the man gets anything less than 50%, what that would mean is that about half of his own party people have rejected him. Even when he scored 61%, what was his percentage of votes at the national elections? Anything below 50% means a lot of issues for him. You see, Roland, when we're talking about the economy and stuff like that, we have so forgotten that in the next few days, President Mahama and the NDC will have been exactly 1 year in government. We have not recorded a single corruption scandal.
Yet.
And we don't intend to. We will not. Because the warning is very clear from President Mahama. Every appointee is very cautious of what he or she does. Because the man says that if you are caught in the web, I will not protect you. And you can see it in the man's demeanor that he will not protect any appointee who misbehaves. Now, how on earth would all these things that we have talked about, a rational electorate in Ghana would abandon the NDC and vote for the MPP and vote for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia? Would Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia now return back to the economy, or he still be talking about digitalization? If he decides to come back to the national economy, what would he be talking about? Public debt, the city? This was the man who told us that when you are in doubt, watch the exchange rate. And to our MPP folks today, if you are in doubt whether the economy is being managed well or not, just go by the words of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Watch the exchange rate, which is now around 11.5 Ghana cedis, as against 17 Ghana cedis under the MPP. And so we are very comfortable that at the next post, very comfortable, that again, at the next post in 2028, the mandate of the NDC would be renewed. I can't see any of these 4 or 5 people either. Look, I take some inspiration from
please wrap up for me.
Bra Champon. Bra Champon describes Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, these are not my words, as a rotten tomato, and that no seller would take a rotten tomato to the market to sell. These are the words of Bra Champon. Roland, in the history of this country, no presidential candidate on the ticket of the MPP or NDC has scored 0 in any polling station. Dr. Bawumia scored 0 in about 40 polling stations. In 7 regions, he won no constituency. And this is a candidate that they want to refuel. They should bring him, irrespective of who will lead the NDC. We are sure.
Is it true?
Oh.
I'm not easy. I don't know.
I'm saying you can go and check.
It's a campaign message. I don't know.
In about 40 polling stations in this country. And that has never happened.
What is wrong if you get 0 in 40 polling stations?
They have 9 polling stations.
We're talking polling stations.
They have
We're
executives.
Not talking about
listen, Roland, in those polling stations, they have executives. So even their own party executives did not vote for him. In about 14 polling stations.
Austin,
can you imagine this?
Austin, the messaging in itself. I've heard,
so you know, there's a
gospel. Ken himself has been. Ken himself says that I'm not going to throw jabs, but you know when he gets instigated, then he blasts it. Then we've seen Brian also on the media trail going round as well. The messaging.
No,
is it going to resonate with the delegates?
No, I think.
And then on the sideline, we have the generality of the outside MPP voters in the general pool.
But well, if there's anything to go by, the data reveals that Ken is growing stronger by the day.
That's true.
You get it. And anything can happen. And I'm sure Musa Dankwa
Ken is growing stronger
by the day.
By the day.
Yes, because the data keeps changing.
So you're saying he's going to win?
I think anything is possible. But for me, I have intimated that it will be better for them to bring Ken than Bawumia because of credibility issues.
Explain.
I'm saying that Bawumia has lost credibility generally in the face of Ghanaians. Personally, I told you, when we praised this gentleman as an economic messiah, and they had opportunity, and they ran us aground, I mean, the consequences will be that, or the bigger consequence will be that you lose confidence in that person. Because if you are told that this person is a good manager, then the person is not able to manage even the economy to your satisfaction, to the point that they even told us that oh, we have attained economic sovereignty, we're not going back to the IMF. Then quickly,
not today, not tomorrow,
not today, not tomorrow. Then quickly,
Joshua Caleb.
So Roland, the thing is that all the cries over economic sovereignty and other things saw us at the doorstep of IMF. So this is not somebody for me I will bang my hope on, or somebody.
Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia.
Yeah, no, I will not, because
but he's leading 45%.
It's possible that he may not lead maybe in a week's time, because anything,
or in 3 weeks' time.
In 3 weeks' time, because the dynamics could change. Ken's message, like Musa said, is resonating with a cross section of the delegate. Who knows? Maybe the percentage of people who are conservative may have a change in mind. Because the thing is that, and I agree with Honorable when he said that Bawumia is enjoying, he appears to be a favorite candidate. And he may win because he's enjoying some perks.
But far less than 61% that he scored the last time.
Yes.
You won't get that one again.
Yes, I'm obviously. And it even shows the discontent within
his own party.
Among his own members.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I think the MPP delegates should make a good choice. Go for Ken, drop Bawumia. Because the thing is that Bawumia has lost confidence.
You should go for Ken.
Yes, and drop Bawumia.
Ken doesn't have debts, you
No,
say?
no. The thing is that Ken has issues, but when it comes to the thing is the economy, the foundation of our society hinges on the economy, and if you have lost your economic messianic credibility, it means that we should rather make you maybe a minister. No, because the thing is that this is someone.
That same man was
From
able,
vice president to a minister.
was able
Yes,
to
no.
partner Nana Danko Akuffo and win overwhelmingly in 2016.
That was the message they showed us. Even they told us Akuffo is a ruthless man. He will fight corruption, and he will make sure that if an appointee is accused of any corruption-related activities, he will deal with that person. What happened to him? He was also shown to us as a messiah. Then later.
We end Samahoro Timmy Course or channel so, but I saw Jim or had a Senate or body and Eddie Dumbi Erumina. We are essential, not in smoke, my son,